I'm Deere. Thanks for joining me today. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you like our videos, like and share them with a friend. Now my son texted my good friend George last night to get a hold of him about coming out and tearing a few lawnmowers apart. Now George has a lawnmower shop and he parts out lawnmowers to help bring in a little cash. From time to time I help George tear apart a few mowers so I can help him get his inventory up. In return for a little time, George allows me to take some scrap pieces from the lawnmowers that he knows they won't sell. So we both come out ahead. George gets his inventory up and he don't have to worry about the trip to the scrap yard. And I can cash in our little junk for payment. Now that's enough jabbering. Now I gotta get busy and start taking off some of these valuable parts. Now this particular model is a John Deere C400L series. Now this tractor, the motor is out already, so that's a plus for me. Now when I'm tearing these mowers apart, I take off all the pieces that are in my way so it's easier for me to get to the good ones. Sometimes it's a little challenging, but one piece at a time is what I say, to try to save the good ones. Some mowers you save almost everything except for the frame and the metal skirting around the fenders. George lets me know ahead of time if he needs a particular part first. In this case, it's going to be steering column, transmission, drive pulleys, front axle, and a few other good parts. Now George sells a lot of parts online. You could check him out on eBay at George's Mower Parts. So anytime I can get out to help him, he appreciates it. I know tearing apart lawnmowers ain't everyone's cup of tea, but I don't mind tearing stuff apart and making a few bucks in the process. A lot of people go to George for parts, because everyone knows if you go to a dealer, John Deere or Cub Cadet, you're going to pay a high markup for parts. All these parts cost a lot of money new, and most folks don't want to buy something that's overpriced. For me, it's all in a day's work. And usually I can make a new video. That's why I like to switch it up and do something different. Usually I'm working on the garden or scrapping. I work for a few local people doing odd jobs, and after a while I take a break from them to get different work. Now I have a few instructional videos if you think it might help you. Check them out. We have to try to help each other. That's just what we're supposed to do. Now I've been doing this kind of work for well over 30 years, and it don't bother me to get a little grease on my hands every once in a while. Now when I'm working for George, there's no pressure. He's a nice guy and he lets me do my own thing, which is great. No one likes to work for someone who's always looking over your shoulder. George has got his hands full logging in and listing his parts, so it's hard for him to keep up with the demands. And I understand what it's like to have your hands full. Now motors and transmissions go fast, so I gotta keep plugging away at this to make sure I have this transmission out by the end of the day. good part about taking them apart like this, I can flip them over or turn them on the side to get to the parts a lot easier. All in all, I ended up working about 4 hours to reclaim all these good parts. Now here's all the good parts, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.